Meet the man who went to hell and back with a vengeance. The name is Harry Warden, aka the Miner. He was a regular guy living in the small Canadian mining town of Valentine Bluffs. We know him as the main antagonist from the 1981 cult classic slasher film My Bloody Valentine and its 2009 remake. Wearing a miner's outfit complete with a headlight and pickaxe, and without ever revealing his true identity, he unleashes terror in his small community on Valentine's Day. To put it specifically, Harry shows the townspeople that there's more than one way to lose your heart on Valentine's Eve. Written by John Beard and directed by George Mihalka, My Bloody Valentine is considered one of the first movies to define the slasher genre, with a dedicated fan following including the legendary Quentin Tarantino himself. So now let's explore the cold heart of the demon that rose from the hollow darkness of a mine and who just refuses to die. Now before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. It's just a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you very much. Now begin. Who is Harry Warden, aka the Miner? The beginning. A hellhole turns a man into a monster. It all began in 1981 on Valentine's Eve. 5 men were buried alive in the deep, dark depths of a mine shaft in a Canadian town. It was human error caused by the negligence of 2 love-struck supervisors. They forgot to keep the exhaust pipes open, which were used to vent out the accumulated methane inside the mine. They were keen to leave for the dance party, unaware that there were still people down in the mine. Eventually, the rising gas filled the mine and exploded, making the tunnel cave in and trapping all 5 hapless souls inside. The miners screamed their lungs out for help, but to no avail, as the whole town was having fun with Cupid the matchmaker. Their cries eventually died out along with the quantity of breathable air inside the tunnel. It took a long time for the rescuers to make their way down through the rubble in the caved-in mine tunnel to find everyone dead except one man, Harry Warden. They found him in a horrible condition, smeared in stinking blood and lying amidst bone and rotten body parts. Investigators later found that he had killed his mates to save oxygen and had to resort to cannibalism to stay alive. Yes, the hellhole the mine became had turned a regular man into a monster. Harry was transported to a hospital and later an insane asylum as he was found to be mentally deranged. He was kept in the asylum as per the orders of the town's authorities. The monster who steals hearts. Exactly 1 year after the mining explosion on Valentine's Day, terror strikes the heart of the sleepy mining town. The authorities received 2 parcels, 2 nicely decorated heart-shaped candy boxes. It was a special gift because those boxes contained 2 hearts, and no, not made of chocolate, but ripped from the human chest cavities. Yes, those were real human hearts belonging to those 2 mine supervisors responsible for the tragedy last year. It was an act of revenge by a man who had turned into a monster, and he stole their hearts on the same day, exactly 1 year after they stole his humanity from him. There were notes with the gruesome gifts, warning against holding Valentine's Day dances parties ever again, or more people would be killed with their hearts being ripped out. Though he was able to instill fear in the hearts of the townfolk and bring them down to their knees, Harry Warden was soon captured and promptly sent to a faraway asylum for the criminally insane. No one has heard anything about him ever since, but the town people believed he would return on Valentine's Eve every year to steal hearts, so they have banned Valentine's Day dance parties altogether, much like a medieval ritual. A monster was born and he was feared by the young and old alike. Character study. Harry Warden, the Miner. He's no deathless devil, he has no superpowers, and he's no vampire either. He's just a regular human being who was wronged by his co-workers, but his instincts are sharp, just like the pickaxe he uses to pierce through his victims' hearts. Yes, there's no escape from him once you're in his sight. There's also a mystique in the way he's portrayed, a layer of enigma surrounding the man. Yes, we never get to see his face, we'll never know what he looks like. Still, we get to hear his breathing when he's about to take a life, an experience that sends chills down our spines. He's a demon, motivated by revenge, but he's also jealous of the people who are having great romances together. His angst is directed towards everyone in the town who is having a rip-roaring fun time, while he's choking under a pile of rocks and chewing on his mate's body parts just to stay alive. He's out there to butcher everyone and anyone who had any connection with the mine supervisors, and slaughtering them on Valentine's Day quenches his thirst for vengeance like spring water from heaven. Harry Warden is a monster shrouded in a mystery with glaring deadliness, and another person gets inspired, maybe in a post-traumatic stress disorder condition, to enact his ways of taking lives. Now that's a charismatic slasher killer. Yes, in the original film, Axel Palmer, the son of one of the victims, gets the shock of his life when Harry rips off his dad's heart, but the trauma turns the boy into another Harry, a person he was able to hide very cleverly in his own heart. In the remake version, Tom, the mine supervisor responsible for the accident, also experiences the same and gets caught in the aura of the miner. The powerful infatuation with Harry makes Tom raid the killer's grave and steal his dress and gear to dress up like him so that he can go on his own killing spree. Death of the Murderous Miner, the original version. 20 years have passed since the mining explosion, but the people still fear that the man in the miner outfit could appear anywhere from any time and wreak havoc during Valentine's Day. Their fears come true when the town's authorities decide to lift the ban on traditional Valentine's Day dances. The decision was welcomed by a surprise package from a stranger. The heart-shaped gift box that came to the mayor's office contained a ripped-off human heart, the exact modus operandi of Harry Warden, the miner. The note inside the box said if the dances were to go on, you could expect more hearts in more boxes. The incident was shortly followed by another murder, shocking the authorities to the core. The mayor and police chief were quick to call the asylum where Harry Warden was supposed to be kept for the last 2 decades, but to their surprise, the asylum had no record on him. They never knew anybody by that name ever staying there. Perplexed, Mayor Hanniger and Chief Newby have concluded that somehow Harry might have escaped a long time ago and come to exact his revenge on the townfolk once he got wind of the dance parties. But later, they learned that Harry died in the asylum 5 years previous. Thus ends the legend of the miner, underlying the fact that Harry Warden was just a human and he died just like a human. Death of the Demon from the Depths, the 2009 remake version. Just like the original, the 2009 remake of My Bloody Valentine also showcases Harry's transformation into a monster in the aftermath of an accident that forced him to kill his friends. But there's a change in the way he begins his carnage. After being comatose for almost a year, he suddenly wakes up in a hospital with a murderous rage. From unconsciousness, he wakes up into a nightmare and quickly leaves a bloody trail of corpses, including patients, nurses and hospital staff, before disappearing into Valentine's night. He goes to the mine where he was trapped and robbed of his humanity. There he finds the man responsible for the mishap holding a dance party with his girlfriend and other friends. A brutal fight erupts between Harry and Tom, the then supervisor, and it leaves Tom in a very sorry condition. But luckily, Sheriff Burke arrives there on time and shoots Warden before he can kill the severely traumatized Tom. But they can't catch him as Warden staggers away deeper into the mine. Later, it's revealed that Tom and Burke were able to hunt him down and give him a proper burial as well. Marvelous conclusion. The enigmatic, charismatic yet deadly slasher killer. The way the writer John Beard and director George Mihalka have brought Harry Warden to life can be said to be nothing short of a masterclass in character building, a fact even Quentin Tarantino acknowledges. Yes, the cold-blooded psychopath killer is built in such a way that viewers may empathize with him due to the tragedy that turned him into a monster. Yes, we know where he comes from and we know he's neither vampire nor a bloodthirsty ghoul, but he remains as deadly as a demon from hell with his mysterious personality and horrific modus operandi. No one can stop him from stealing your heart once he sets his sights on you. Another curious thing is how he inspires people, often related to his victims, to take up his personality and become a killer. Yes, Harry Warden is a charismatic man, all the while being a ripper of human hearts. How dramatic is that? That's how this character was developed, and that's how he still remains a memorable villain after his first outing 4 decades ago. To sum up, Harry Warden, aka the Miner, is among the most deadly slasher killers cinema has ever produced, even though we got to see him in only 2 films. The monster that rose from the cold dark depths of a mine will continue to haunt viewers forever, and whether new makers may come up with different versions of his story, only time can tell. And if you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't done so already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks everyone.